cutie pies. I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital's recap. All right, so I just finished watching Monday and Tuesday's episode of General Hospital. I loved it, especially today's episode. I would give both days an 8. Some people I'm going to hit on, and others I'm not going to stay on. I'm just gonna others I'm going to stay on a little bit longer. Okay, first of all. GH had their whole baseball game and everything. That was, everybody's coming in from the restaurant. It's cute. It's cute. We see Jake and Charlotte are developing their little romance. You know what I do love about General Hospital. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment below to let me know you're here and subscribe to the channel. Now, I like them because General Hospital does a really good job of always having new romance. They always have some teens in there, some early 20 college age. I love that General Hospital does that because that's real life, and everything. And they make you fall in love with these characters at a young age so that when they get older, you're more, Jake did. He was wrong for that, but it's okay. We know Jake from when he was a little, little baby or whatever. You know what I mean? So you're more willing to forgive the character. But anyway, so there that's going on. Violet is like trying to get all of the tea. She's like, well, what's going on over here with them? Well, let me go over here, and Willow is trying to stop her from going over there and being nosy, but it is what it is. So they're all at Charlie's, right? So then Christina is, making her rounds, and she's like, oh, sorry. Let me back up a little bit. So then, okay, so everyone's at Charlie's. They've all enjoyed this whole game, and Willow and Michael are there too. Now, Michael had earlier had been with Sunny. Now, they on Monday's episode, it was the big trial, which we all knew Sunny was going to get off because we said, didn't he set this up? And my question is, what took y'all so long to check the crates? I'm just saying, what took you so long? So Sunny, Nina is there. She's a nervous wreck, but Christina said, "You're so calm. I don't understand." She said, "Girl, look at my hands. I am wringing them out." Dante comes. Dex, of course, sits in the back, and Michael shows up. So they talk to Sunny, and then the marshal or whoever he is, he goes to the DA, and he says. He tells him something. And so then the judge says, all right, we here on, pretty much racketeering charges. Sonny was given, weapons out. He's handling weapons and stuff, and it's federal case. And so Diane stands up. She's gonna represent him and everything. It's so cute to me how they have these people. Okay, anyways. So Diane stands up, she's gonna represent him, and then the DA says, you know what, on second thought, we're not gonna press these charges, we're gonna dismiss with prejudice, so that if they find any information, they can bring the case up later. But as of right now, we can't do it because, to be quite honest with you, the evidence we thought we had, we don't have. And so Sonny's standing over there, cool as a cucumber. And the judge said, "What you mean? Y'all brought this into my courtroom. I didn't come looking for y'all. What you mean you don't have the evidence?" He said, "Well, we don't got the evidence we thought." So the judge said, "All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna have to dismiss this case. Don't waste my time again. Don't come up in this courtroom unless you're ready to prove your case." And so he tells Sonny, "This is dismissed with prejudice, which means at a later date they could bring up the charges." And he was like, "Okay, I understand." And so that's it. He won the case. And of course, I'm sorry, y'all, Mila's at my feet. So of course, everyone was ecstatic, excited, happy for him about that girl. About that. And Michael just leaves out of the courtroom, which Sonny didn't even expect Michael to show up. So that wasn't that big of a deal to him that he just left out. So then Michael ends up calling Carly, and he tells her, the charges were dropped. And she said, what you mean? He said, I don't know, but the charges were dropped. And so he leaves, right? Again, everyone was so happy and so relieved that Sonny got off on this. So, they end up going about their lives or whatever. And Nina, is talking to him, and she was like, I was so worried that we had already spent our last night together or whatever. And so then he tells her, stay right here. Let me talk to Dex. Let me talk to Dex real quick in private. And so she was like, okay. So he tells Dex, and Dex said, how you get out of this? Like, what? He said, where you go when you was on the docks? He said, Carly called me, but I wasn't able to warn everybody else. And And he told him all they found was coffee beans. That's all they found. It wasn't in them in crates. It might have been piped in crates, but all it was coffee beans. And he was like, oh. And so he leaves or whatever, and that's it with them. So then we go over here, and Nina and Sonny go home, and he tells her what he did. She said, "You set up the FBI." He said, "No, I wasn't setting them with the FBI. I'm trying to set up who's coming after me. That's what I was trying to do." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And he said, "But I'm gonna find out who this person is that's coming after me." I said, "You need to talk." Like, it'd be so much information. If he would talk to Drew, he would figure this out. So anyways, then we go, and I'm surprised Sonny doesn't have someone on the inside that can tell him, "Hey, um, Cyrus, what is it? Austin was talking to Cyrus. That's who we went to visit." I'm surprised there's no one on the inside that could tell him that, or he couldn't get the information, from the guards and everyone. Anyways, child, moving right along, we see that. Let's go over here. Let's pause on the whole Sunny and all that, because that was good, and we're gonna get back into it. But let's go over here to Trina, Esme, and Spencer. So Trina comes over, whatever. It's Spencer and Trina about to have, an evening together. Now he says, Esme comes down and he says, "Oh, there's plenty of food. You could join." And Trina looking like, "Excuse me, say what now? This is me and my boyfriend, which is you, our time to be alone." Didn't nobody invite Esme, but Esme doesn't join. She ends up going to Kelly's with the baby, and when she's there, she asks Carly, "Do you still rent rooms?" And I said, Girl, you staying where you are now, rent free. Listen, I will tell anyone, and I'm gonna do this with Mila as well. There is no reason to rush out of your mother and dad's home, or your parents' home, or your guardian, if they will allow you to be there. Because some people be like, when they turn this age, they're out. I don't want to do that for Mila, because when you get 18, that is a lot of responsibility, because you have to have a car. If you're blessed, you have your parents are able to get you a car. But if you're not, you have to have a car, and now you got place. Like, that is a lot of responsibility on a child. I have no intentions of doing that to Mila. I want her I want her to experience college. Like, that first semester in college and you're away from home is beautiful. I want her to experience college, and then if she got to come home after college while she get herself together, you know, come stay here rent free and stuff. I said, "Girl, you don't understand the bills you about to pay. The first of the month roll around fast." Anyways, child. But so she looking to get her own place or whatever. Anyways, so she about to move out. But so then we go over here to Spencer and Trina, and he gives her this cute little set of doves, and he says, "Oh my gosh, why am I giving you this? Look who this came from." And she said, "No, no, 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 no. What we're gonna do is you're gonna keep one dove, and I'm gonna keep another one." He said, "Why?" And she was like, "You know why?" And he said, "No, I want to hear you say it," because she said, "We're a pair. We match. We belong together and all that. It's cute. It's cute." So let's move on. That's all I got. So of course, after the baseball game, everyone finds out that Sonny was released and everything. Um, I mean, I guess they found out before, because Dante was one of the people. But everybody's happy about all of that. That he was released, and they're wishing, Christina, Michael, all them well, about that. So then we see where as they're talking to them, Christina is just like, "We should sue because what they did to Dad." I said, girl, you'll be bringing in unwanted attention. Sit down, Christina. You know you my girl, but sit down and let's let that go." And she was like, "You right, you right." Okay, I'm gonna help you. So she said, they said, "Let that go." And she said, "You're right, you're right." So they decided not to do that. Now Willow is there talking to Michael, and Michael is just like, "Man, I really could have got my dad in trouble, and now I'm so relieved that he's not going to prison." He was like, just thinking about that stresses me out, that I could have been the cause of that and of everyone's pain. And so he's elated that Sonny was able to beat the charges and everything, right? And so he tells Willow all this, and then he tells her he has to go because he wants to run an errand. And so she knows he's probably gonna go see Sonny so that he could just tell Sonny how he's been feeling and everything. Plus, he feels guilty still about that, setting Sonny up with Dex and all that. So, okay, so Michael leaves, right? And then we see Michael goes over to Sonny's, right? And when he goes over to Sonny's, he comes in and Nina is there because she was there with Sonny at home. And, he says, I knew Nina was here, but I wanted to come in and talk to you, and I'm glad you had so much support. And Nina tells him, Michael, you were a part of that support. You showed up in court today as well. And he was like, yeah, but he didn't show up the way he would have liked to show up. But then Nina gets a text message from Gladys, and Gladys is telling Nina, hey, meet me outside. I'm in the back. And so Nina leaves, right? So then we go to Nina and Gladys says, oh my God, have you she's like, where's Sasha? What's going on? And Gladys said, have you not heard? And Nina was like, what? Because she's really been consumed on what's going on with Sonny. And she said, Sasha was kidnapped by Cody Bell. And Nina said, what? Why was Cody kidnapped Sasha? Gladys gonna tell her, well, that's why I put the restraining order and all this. I said, dang, Gladys, you gonna ride this lie out. Okay, girl. She said, yeah, I sure am. She said, that's why I put the restraining order and all that on Cody, because he's just been trying to get at Sasha. And honestly, Nina said, girl, I don't believe this. She said, because the reason for the restraining order, she said, not that, excuse me. She said, I don't believe this because you were having problems with that doctor, not Cody. So don't sit up here and tell me that Cody was doing something bad and that's why Sasha escaped with him. Because when Gladys found out about Sasha being gone with Cody, Janice told her, the nurse at the nursing station told her, Sasha didn't look like she was being forced to leave. It looked like she was going with him willingly. And Gladys started the whole thing about he kidnapped her. But the nurse Janice said, I ain't see no kidnapping. So, anyways, Gladys is talking to Nina now, and she's just telling her he's been obsessed with Sasha. I bet he's working with the doctor. This is all about money. And I said, Nina, don't believe this. Do not believe Gladys. If anything, this should prove to you that she was about money. I like if people would just talk, if people would just come out and say what's going on, everybody would know the truth about Gladys and the doctor and everything. So then we go see Sasha, and Sasha is having withdrawals because the doctor's been pumping her full of drugs. So now she doesn't have the drugs and she's coming down, and it's painful. I've never experienced this kind of pain because I've never been on had substance abuse or anything. But from what just see it in watching docu-series and and TV shows, it looks like it's painful. And they say, like, people who actually have this addiction say it's very painful to come down when you're going through withdrawals. And honestly, I don't even think they recommend you do this kind of withdrawal. You need to be in like a medical clinic to get clean. But anyways, they are just he's talking to her, and she's like, Cody, it hurts too much, I can't do it, because he wants her to drink some water to try to help her. And she's like, at the end of the day, this is too dang painful. And he said, no, you got to do it for Brando, for Liam. And she said, but everybody I love is gone. He said, no, people still care about you, Sasha. I care about you and everything. And so she starts going through, she says, okay. So she drinks the water and everything. And she's like, why do you want to help me? And he tells her, because he cares about her. Little mama, I am almost done. He said because he cares about her and that's why he wants to help her. And so she's like, okay, but it's hard. And he lets her know that Sam is the one who helped them. Sam is the one who gave them the car and then found this place so they can be alone. And I don't know how they're gonna work this out. Like, I guess once he gets Sasha clean, Then he's going to bring her back out and they're going to straighten all this out. But he tells her, he's like, you don't have to worry about the doctor anymore. Because Sasha did freak out at first when she saw Cody because she thought he was the doctor. He said, no, no, look at me. It's me, Cody. And so that's the goal, I guess, just to get her clean and then come back out to society and straighten all this up, right? So then we see that Sam was the one who did this because Dante, when they find out that there's a APB, I believe, on Cody and Sasha, um, he goes to Sam. Dante goes to Sam, and he said, he escaped, and apparently he didn't just escape. He kidnapped Sasha, and there was a car waiting on him. He was like, "When you plan on, when you plan it, you plan it well." And because Sam was just like, "Really? Whew, well." He's resourceful. He was like, "Girl, I know this was you." And she was like, "What you want me to say?" He said, "I don't want you to say nothing." I said, "Yes, Dante, because if you had helped them the way you were supposed to, they wouldn't have had to go this far." And so that's it with them, y'all. So we go back to Nina and Gladys, and Nina doesn't believe Gladys, but now she says, "I think he was working with the doctor." I said, "Nina, please don't believe that. Don't believe that at all." So then we go back inside with Michael and Sonny, and Michael and Sonny are talking, and it's an emotional moment, and Michael feels so guilty. I thought, y'all, I said, is he about to tell this man he set him up? Now, Sonny can forgive a lot, but Dex gonna be fired if he tell him this. And so Michael is just like, I was, it's such an angry place that I wanted revenge. And Sonny says, I understand why you were angry. You felt like what I've done to the family was unforgivable. And he said that, but that doesn't mean you try to destroy somebody. And Sonny said, what you talking about destroy? Like, this ain't you. You don't talk like this. What's going on? And he said, I was just in such a dark place and I was so mad and so angry that I thought about, like, what if you went to prison, and what if no one ever found, if they found out what you've done, and you went away. And he said, I feel so bad for that, because now I look at it like, how would that affect me, the girls, Dante, Christina? Like, it would affect so many different people. But I wasn't thinking about that at the time when I wanted you gone. And he said, and then for the fact that you didn't even know I was going to show up today, like, you're just happy that I showed up. It's not even that, I showed up and I had to leave, so I didn't get to speak to you. But you were just so happy that I showed up. You didn't even care about me not speaking to you because you didn't even think I was going to show up. And I like, how did we get to that place? And so he just tells him, everything's all good. Like, he knows Michael loves him and they were in a dark place, but he's not worried about that. And Michael just was like, for a minute there, at one point, because Sonny said, Michael, what did you come here to tell me? And I said, oh, he finna tell him. He finna tell him. And Michael went close. He tiptoed on that line, but then he pulled back and he said, I just want you to know I'm happy that didn't happen. I said, oh, I was going to say, if you told him, I would understand. And so Sonny says, I get it. And Michael tells him, Michael was about to leave, and Sonny says, I want you to know you didn't have to tell me what you told me today, all of this that you said, but I do appreciate it. And he takes it for what it is, and he tells him, I love you. And Michael says, I love you too. And that's it. I'm glad they didn't have like a hug it out emotional moment. It was just two grown men, father and son, talking because they know they have both hurt each other. So it is what it is. And then we go over here to like Jordan and Curtis and all them child, and TJ and Molly. I said, dang, y'all even making Jordan and Curtis boring. Y'all even making them bored. I'm not into this storyline, but I'm gonna speak on it because I know some people are. TJ and Molly are excited about. There wasn't much to it though. TJ and Molly are excited about the potential of being parents. And Jordan, of course, is looking at all the nicknames, and they're happy to see Curtis running the Savoy and everything. So, I mean, that's it. Honorable mention. That's all I got for you guys today. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and to let me know you're here, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for our new episode of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital Edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.